Gophers. Gophers aerate and lighten up dense soils with their digging bioturbation. And in the process, they mound up piles of loose, fluffy soil that makes excellent potting soil for new cuttings. So you can shovel up the loose soil and filter out stones or large particles by placing the gopher soil pile in a net bag and shaking the small particles through the net into a container. And the stones and large things will remain in the net bag or a mesh screen on top of a wheelbarrow. You could, if you have a lot of it, you can put the fluffy soil onto the mesh, then shake the mesh to release the small soil particles into the wheelbarrow and trap any large rocks or other large items on the mesh. You'll have good potting soil left over. On the other hand, they are also irritating or even heartbreaking when they eat the roots of a favorite plant. So you go outside and wonder what happened to my precious plant. I remember many times I've seen like a plant just shaking. And I'm like, why is that plant shaking? It's not windy. There's no other plant shaking. It's just that one. And I go investigate, and sure enough, underneath there, under the roots, is a little gopher, like eating the roots. So here are some methods that we discovered for getting rid of gophers, although we really haven't had to use any of these methods lately. These are what I recorded from the beginning of when we started the food forest. Um, let's see, here's what I said. We enjoyed our autumn seedling success until a family of gophers moved into our middle fenced-in garden and busied themselves eating the new seedlings and stirring up the soil. As cute as they are, they still must go. So we installed two Sweeney's sonic spikes into the ground, which run on solar power and repeatedly emit an annoying beep sound once or twice a minute, 24 hours a day. That did not work at all for us. Maybe they didn't work because we live in such a noisy place with traffic and air traffic and all kinds of sirens and all that stuff. So anyway, I gave the sonic spikes away to a neighbor for her to try. One day we saw a little gopher snake, and we hope that nature will work this out. Apparently nature did, because I haven't seen any gophers in the backyard. Hawks and gopher snakes. It turns out that hawks and gopher snakes keep the gopher population in check, and we don't have to do anything. Our gophers are here for a while and then they are gone. So this was stuff that I wrote in the very beginning, and eventually it seems to have worked itself out. Isn't that amazing? But here's stuff that could help you. Consider installing owl boxes to attract owls to your food forest. Add a cat or a dog. The right type of cat or dog will catch and kill gophers. And we got a rescue dog that we haven't seen a gopher. That could be the reason why. We have dogs in the backyard. We don't see gophers in the backyard at all. Okay, gopher traps. When we first came here, some gophers came in, so I purchased and tried the gopher traps that you put down in holes. I was nervous when handling the metal traps because they snap like mouse traps. In my experience, after several attempts at placing the traps in gopher holes, I never caught the gophers. So once again, I gave those devices away. Lining your planting holes with chicken wire. If you anticipate gophers are going to eat a particular plant, you can place a layer of chicken wire in the planting hole as you prepare to plant your new tree. And that should help it get established, although even chicken wire underground will eventually disintegrate, but could get you through the beginning until your tree's established. Friendly gophers. The gophers don't know that we hate them. So they pop up their darling faces and sparkling eyes as if to say, hello, I'm here fixing up all the soil for you. One time a young gopher walked right up onto my husband's boot. He just bent down and picked him up, and we put him in a net bag so he could breathe, and then we took him down the road and let him out in a vacant space. After all of these years, we stopped fighting the ones that show up periodically in the front yard where the dog can't go, because we appreciate the great job they do of bringing up unwanted debris from the earth so we can easily collect and dispose of it. We use the mounds of really nice soil for potting cuttings and seeds. Fortunately, none of the gophers stay long, so something out there is eating them. I don't know whether it is a hawk, a snake, or something else.